Hi everybody, we'll give a couple minutes for people to jump in. Oh, thank you for the hearts already. And then we'll get started. It's been a while since we were on Periscope, long overdue. And hello. And I apologize for that. I really actually enjoyed doing Periscope a lot. The last couple weeks, my schedule has been so jam-packed. Those of you who don't know, I did my event, Unlock Your Greatness, which took most of my free prep time. And then after that, I had a couple all-day clients that were in town. And then lastly, right when I thought it was going to be time to get back into some of the fit in more fun things like Periscope, I got food poisoning. But I'm back. I'm back on Periscope, and I'm back to hang out with all of you. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate them. And today we're going to talk about change. So hello, everybody who's jumping in. All of you who are double tapping on the hearts, thank you so much. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the Periscope format, the hearts help. The more hearts you tap, but you can tap them unlimited, like Instagram or something. Hi. And unlike Instagram, you can do an unlimited amount. The more hearts we have, the more it helps other people find the chat and so on and so forth. So for those who aren't familiar, those who have never joined a Periscope with me, they can do that. So we're going to talk about change, and specifically the reason I'm talking about change is because oftentimes you'll hear people say, and some of you may have heard this before, from friends, family, co-workers, etc., I want to change, I know I need to change. Right? Anybody ever heard that? And maybe you even said it to yourself, or at least you heard it coming from the mirror that you were looking in. I want to change, I need to change, and then it'll usually be followed with something like, I can't because of fill in the blank. I can't because of money, I can't because of my husband, I can't because of my wife, I can't because of timing, the timing's not perfect, you know, I would change, but, you know, there's this, there's that, whatever it is. I want to change, I would change, but, and then you fill in the blank with whatever excuse we have, whatever justification we're going to throw off at the same time. Oh, hi, Ukraine. Hello from Ukraine. And incidentally, it's got to be pretty late in the Ukraine. So if you're making it into Periscope from the Ukraine, that means that a lot of us who have more flexible with our timelines right now could probably make it in. Anyways, so we immediately say, I want to change, and then we throw in an excuse. The problem with that is as soon as we throw that in, we're justifying all the reasons why we can't. Usually there's not just one it has different facets of it. So for example, I want to change, but I can't afford to. Well, why can't you afford to? Well, because I have to do this, I have to do that, then this isn't happening, this isn't working out. Have you ever noticed that when you say you want to change, the obstacles to changing, it's not just one. That one obstacle often has multiple facets to it. Because we get really good at talking ourselves into all the reasons why we can't change. We get really good at convincing ourselves of why we have to remain the same, why things have to remain the way they are. And welcome for all of you who are just joining in. And thank you for the hearts. I appreciate you guys. So we get really good at convincing ourselves. So the first thing we have to do if we really want to change is we have to cut the bullshit. You know, cut the BS. And that's not to say that money is not a legitimate obstacle to change. That's not to say that whatever reason that you're giving is not a legitimate obstacle. When I say cut the BS, it means that whatever that is has to no longer be the reason. And you have to do number two, which means you have to see a conceivable way. Allow yourself to believe and imagine a conceivable way where it can happen. You see, as soon as we tell ourselves it can't happen, it never will. Right? We're literally just chopping it off and never giving it a chance to even try to learn to walk, let alone run. Because we're cutting the feet off, so it's just not happening. So you have to be willing to cut the BS and get rid of the excuse, not fill in that blank with something, and instead fill in with a possibility. If I could do it, how might I do it? That's a powerful question to ask. If I wanted to expand my business, how might I do that? If I wanted to start improving my health, how might I do that? Instead of, I know I need to get in shape, but I don't have time to go to the gym, right? Who's used that one before? I know I need to work on my fitness, but I don't have time to exercise. I don't have, my work day's too long, et cetera, et cetera. You've likely heard it before, or you've heard somebody say it before, so I'll spare you the sob speech and rehashing it. Okay, so you have to be willing to cut the BS, and that just means you have to be willing to call BS on yourself. You know, if we say we can't do something, it's likely we're using whatever our excuses to hide, to hide our fear of what would happen if I did that and I failed at it. What would happen if I did it and I failed at it? Might that fear be justifiable? Yeah, because the fear might be there just to help you be fully prepared. Saying, well, I need to make sure I do this, make sure I do that, so I don't fail. That starts by asking yourself, how might I do this? How can I make this a possibility? How can I get in shape? How can I grow my business? How can I improve my relationship? What are some key things? Gosh, things haven't been that great with my husband. How can I improve it? What are things he enjoys? Man, my wife and I, we've been kind of at the standoff. What are some things she enjoys? Not, I can't improve my relationship because my wife's a selfish, and she just doesn't want to learn. Or my relationship's stuck, and it's not because it's me, it's because my husband is an asshole and has his head in the sand. Whether that's true or not, that's irrelevant. If you really want to improve your relationship and you're starting a phrase with, how can I improve my relationship? Ask yourself that question, how? Because here's the thing. If you want to improve your relationship and you're immediately saying, I want to improve my relationship, but I can't because, that to me does not tell a full commitment meaning to improve a relationship. What it's saying is you would want to improve your relationship as long as the other person's willing to do the work to do it, and then you can follow suit. If you're listening and you're the one that's wanting to improve the relationship, take the lead. Take the lead. That means if you want to change, you have to be willing to take the lead. Becoming a leader means, again, you have to be willing to cut through the BS and ask yourself, how might this happen? How might I make this possible? And then take the lead. Take action towards it. Take action towards it. Make that change, whatever that is. Not waiting for your husband or your wife or your coworker or whatever to do it. Initiate it. Engage in them. Ask them, what would be something that would make them happy? What would be something that you could do together that you both would enjoy? Again, if we're trying to grow our business, what would be something that if we changed it would likely lead to an increase in revenue? It might not show a dollar value right away, but it will take a step forward to that. Maybe it means opening up the old phone book and randomly calling 55 people and talking about your service. Might you get a lot of no's? Yeah. But hey, if you get 1 or 2 yeses, that's 1 or 2 more new prospects that you would have had sitting there with your thumb up your butt going, oh, I can't change because of this. Right? And I don't mean to be vulgar or rude when I'm saying this. I'm being deliberate because I really do care about you guys getting this, because I think one of the biggest tragedies in life is when I meet people and see people who are living life below what their desire is. And it doesn't have to be that way, but it is that way because so many excuses layered on top of excuses hold them back, and it doesn't have to be that way. You guys, I share this with you and I believe in it fully because I've seen people do extraordinary things. I've seen people rekindle relationships that they thought were dead and go on to have some of the most amazing. I've seen people grow businesses by 20, 30, 40+% just because of making those changes. Changing how they think, finding what that one big change is for them. I've seen people transform their health and lose hundreds of pounds in a matter of months. Maybe not hundreds, but at least over 100 pounds in a matter of months, and hundreds of pounds over the course of a year, so I guess multiple months, and just making adjustments to their health. And instead of telling themselves they can't because of this, they're asking themselves, how can I? And then doing it. Doing is taking action. Nothing happens just the same as here. This is just nothing but a rah-rah speech unless you put action behind it. I appreciate the hearts and I appreciate the sentiment and you enjoying hearing my rah-rah speeches, and I would much more be the guy who's helping you get results. So what you need to do is, after you're done with this, is take action on it. You need to cut the BS and then ask yourself, how can I make this? And then take an action towards it. What is that one step that if you take it, it will make a big difference? What is that one step? Again, is it pulling out the friggin' phone book and calling somebody at random? Hell, even if you only call 1 or 2 people, you're still taking a forward action. Now, here's what's really important, and this is the caveat to this. You have to be taking that action with the intent of making forward progress. What this means is you can't pick up the phone book, call 2 people, they tell you to piss off, and then you say, well, see there, I told you so, it's impossible. Sometimes we will take actions with the intention to have them become these aces up our sleeves that we can play to say, well, I told you so. When you're cutting the BS and you're deciding on how you might make it happen, and you're taking that action, you have to be taking the action with the intention of forward progress, not to disprove how it can't work. You see, you'll always be able to prove how it can't work. And here's the thing. If you challenge yourself, you'll always be able to prove how it can work. You just have to be willing to cut the BS to do so. Okay? Any questions about that? And while you guys are asking questions, a couple things. One, I'm going to be doing a Facebook chat tomorrow morning. You type in the questions, I type in the answers. That will be at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time, and it will go until about 7 a.m. Pacific time. If you're on the Facebook, my Facebook page is not Jesse Brisendine. It's facebook.com/1 challenge. Hop on there, ask some questions. It'll be an open floor free-for-all. And lastly, my final program I'll be hosting this year, 6 Streaks to Your Greatest You, will begin next Tuesday, which I believe is November 3rd. If you'd love to be a part of that, I would love to help you close out 2015 learning some solid tools and strategies to really maximize the last, we only have 2 months of the year, and go into 2016 with a plan in place, the tools and strategies you need to just blow 2016 out of the water and make it the most epic year. So if you're interested in that, you can sign up, or I think I have the link up on my page, which is on the Facebook page, and it's also, I think it's jessebrisendine.com/6 weeks. Otherwise, you can just email me and I'll give you all the information. And any other questions? You guys, any questions about what we covered tonight? If you've watched this over and over again and you come up with some questions, please ask them tomorrow in the Facebook group, or the Facebook chat, not the group. And I hope you guys have found value in this. I appreciate you all putting the hearts up. It helps get the word out. I will post this to my YouTube page, so you'll be able to access it again. I encourage you to watch these multiple times. We learn by repetition. Sometimes we watch something, sometimes we read something, and that's one and done. Majority of my books I read are about a lot of the same subjects. It's just hearing it sometimes in a different way gets the click for me. So, for what it's worth, repetition. Think of learning like tying your shoes. The more you do it, the faster you're going to get it. Okay? Thanks, everybody, for hanging out on Periscope. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really do enjoy the Periscope chats. And, thank you for helping me get my message out there. I appreciate your hearts. I appreciate your interaction. I know a lot of you have been leaving comments. I apologize if I didn't acknowledge any of them. It's just when I get on a thought process, I really try to run with it and not interrupt it too much. I can get distracted sometimes. Why I say that is because I appreciate all your comments and I appreciate you all interacting, and I do try to note them, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to be here. So have an awesome rest of your day, whatever day it is you're watching this. And again, cut the BS, ask yourself how you can, and decide on an action you can take with the intention of making forward progress. All right, everybody, I look forward to seeing you on Periscope again in the near future. And I will see you guys all and talk to you soon, and hopefully welcome some of you into the 6 Weeks to Your Greatest You course so we can close 2015 out with a bang. Oh, lastly, I just had this meeting. I forgot to mention. Zero Limits Mastermind. Signups will begin around this second week of November. So I will make sure everybody's posted then. Okay, guys, take care and have a great one. Bye-bye.